Hello, Porsoini and my dear colleagues. Before we begin our presentation today, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Kavina Sivaguru and my metric number is 01DDT20F2063.
My name is Chong Wu and my metric number is 01DDT20F2065.
My name is Nurfati Najib binti Ruzaimi and my matrix number is 01DDT20F2073.
Today, we will give a presentation regarding the risk management, risk assessment, and COVID-19 preventing guideline for our company. COVID-19 pandemic is affected many companies in the global since 2020, as the global spread of the COVID-19 is significantly affecting organizations as well as individuals. Knowing how to reduce the accompanying risk is key. With more risk arising, such as cyber attacks, data transfers, confidentiality issues, concern about the resilience of primary service providers, project delays, or struggle with maintaining service and supply levels, it is important to take the right action to organize your business as well as possible. As the top management in our company, my team and I should suggest risk management for our company, risk assessment form for dealing with the current COVID-19 situation in the workplace, and also produce the COVID-19 preventing guideline among employees in the company. Risk management encompasses in identification, analysis, and responses to risk factors that form part of the life of business. Effective risk management means attempting to control as much as possible future outcomes by acting proactively rather than reactively. Therefore, effective risk management offers the potential to reduce both the possibilities of a risk occurring and its potential impact. My team and I has produced the risk management for our company. First is the identify risk. The problem faced by our company is that COVID-19 diseases, which begin to spread widely around the world since 2019, has causes activities and employment in the company to be disturbed as a result of the epidemic. As a top management in our company, my team and I have to check and identify every asset that is in the company, such as hardware, software, infrastructure, and also the company's employees to be in good condition and safe from threats. The second is risk assessment. Once me and my teams have identified and create the list of possible risks to our company, we need to analyze and evaluate each one using the risk assessment component. The risk assessment component is able to identify and aggregates the risk facing the organizations. Therefore, risk assessment will develop these quantitative estimates by identifying threats, weakness in the organizations, and harm to the organization using a framework if the threat of exploiting vulnerabilities. The next one is risk control. Once the risks have been analyzed and priorities, it is time to take action. Every risk to the organization or the project needs to either be eliminated or contained. If the risk treatment is done manually, team members need to contact each stakeholder to discuss the issue. Usually, this discussion gets spread out over email chains, various documents, and many phone calls, making the entire process longer and very difficult. Therefore, we as a team hard work to prevent our company from being exposed to any threats such as COVID-19 by completing all processes to manage all risk. The last one is review control. Management review controls are any key reviews performed by a company's management over financial information, such as estimates or reconciliations for reasonableness and accuracy. In most cases, a manager will review the specific financial document, for example, bad debt reserve, prepared by a financial analysis, review the document in detail and work with the analysis to reconcile any discrepancies and sign off on the financial document. So that's all from me. Next, I will pass to my next member to go through in more details.
Next, I want to talk about risk assessment framework. First, what trials have been identified? Employee, staff, client who do not wear face masks. What are the potential dangers or insecurities? It is likely that if a person has been infected with COVID-19, then nearby people who are not wearing face masks will also be infected. What measure have been taken to prevent the insecurities? Require all employees, staff, client to wear face masks. Number of people at risk depends on the number of the people at the scenes. What additional measure or action are required? Provide additional face masks for all employees, staff, client. Who is responsible for action? Top management. Second hazards or threat have been identified. Employees, staff, client who do not work without sanitizer, they hand using hand sanitizer. The second potential danger or insecurities. The germs bacteria on the hand will spread to the other place or things that are hit as well. Third measure, second measure have been taken to prevent the insecurities. Provide hand sanitizer in certain places, such as where most of the work is done, in the toilet and other places as well. Number of people at risk depends on the number of the people at the scenes. Second additional measure or action are required. Call the person or health department to do sanitizing once a week. Who is responsible for action? Top management. Third, hazards or threats have been identified. Employees, staff, clients who do not keep distance from each other while doing work in the company. Third, potential danger or insecurities. It is likely that if a person has been infected with COVID-19, then nearby people who are not keep their distance from each other will also be affected. Third measure has been taken to prevent insecurity. Require all employees, staff, clients to keep distance from each other within 1 meter to avoid the virus from the spreading. Number of people at risk depend on the number of the people at the scenes. Third, additional measure or action are required. If this instruction is not complete, meet the person who violated the instruction in person to impose a punishment appropriate to his or her offense. Who is responsible for action? Top management. 4 hash of threat have been identified. Working with since even the symptoms are mild. 4 potential dangers or insecurities. The person will have the potential to spread the virus his or her, he or she has to the other. 4 mention has been taken to prevent the insecurity. Prohibit the symptomatic or infected employee, staff, client from coming or entering the company until they are completely correct. Number of people at risk depends on the people at the scenes. 4 additional measure or action are required. Give leave to the employee, staff until they are completely correct. Who is responsible for action? Top management. Next, I want to pass for my partner.
I will explain about the COVID-19 prevention guidelines. So the symptoms of a person being infected with COVID-19 are common symptoms include fever. Common symptoms include fever, dry cough, and tiredness. Other symptoms include chest and pains, nasal congestions, runny nose, a sore throat, or diarrhea. 1 in 6 people infected may become seriously ill and develop difficulty breathing. How the outbreak of this disease is contagious. The droplets from someone with COVID-19 who cough or sneeze within a distance of 1 meter, the droplet contaminated surfaces and objects by touching contaminated surfaces or objects and then touching their eyes or nose or mouth. The isolation period for a person infected with COVID-19 is for 14 days. The employees who are at a high risk for these diseases are the older persons and those with pre-existing medical conditions. For example, high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease, cancer, or diabetes. Actions need to be taken by the employees. The employees need to always maintain a good personal hygiene. For example, a frequent hand washing with soap and water or hand sanitizer. The second, practice respiratory etiquette. The employees are encouraged to take their meals at their desk. Limit food handling and sharing of food in the workplace. And then keep updated on COVID-19. If the employees develop symptoms, they need to alert supervisor immediately. They need to wear surgical masks, seek medical treatment immediately, and avoid contact with fellow employees. The action at the workplace by the employees. And the employees need to ensure a clean and hygienic work environment through regular disinfection of the office and its equipment. They need to consider a no handshaking policy. They also need to enforce hand sanitizations at entrance for visitors. Provide easy access to frequent hand washing for employees. And then proper maintenance of toilet facilities and floor drains. Provision of lidded rubbish bin, regular refuse disposable, and adequate supply of liquid soap and disposable towels. The company consider alternate communication methods such as virtual meetings in place of face-to-face meetings, group chats, and other more. The company need to consider deferring large meetings or events. They also need to consider having meetings outside in open air if possible. In case of indoor meetings or events, ensure all precautions are taken. First, informing participants not to attend if they are unwell and to join the meeting using a virtual platform. Second, ensuring all relevant information is given to the participants, such as the practice of hand hygiene and the use of surgical masks for those who develop respiratory symptoms. The third one, providing hand sanitizer where necessary or ensuring availability of soap and water, and also providing surgical masks and tissues for those who develop respiratory symptoms. Next, consider opening windows for natural lighting and better ventilation. We also need to monitor participants daily and provide support for isolating those with symptoms and transporting them to a health facility. The company also need to keep in touch with participants on their health status after seeing the doctor. Keep contact details of all participants and organizers in case there is a need to contact them. Records should be kept for at least 1 month for the date of completion of the event. If any of the participants become positive, organizer are to assist the Ministry of Health, who will carry out measures such as contact tracing and placing of close contacts under home surveillance.